Hey, it's Taylor with 2 Buttons Deep, and today we're going 10 questions deep with Lindsay Rae of Lindsay Rae Photography and the SelfLove Experience. All right, it's the name of your brand. It's written all over the walls in this beautiful space. What is the SelfLove Experience?
So the SelfLove Experience is basically what we're doing for our clients and kind of exposing yourself in a way both physically and spiritually that you really haven't. I guess I would say more like metaphysically, because when you go in to meet a stranger, you come in and I'm like, hey, let's strip you down out of all of your clothes and put you in lingerie and tell you how to pose and do your hair and do your makeup and give you champagne and put you in a custom robe and do everything that a celebrity would get. And it's kind of hard to not be able to connect with yourself in that moment.
What would you say are one of the biggest misconceptions about boudoir photography?
The common misconception is that people look at it and they're like, ooh, this is something dirty. But the clients that come to us are principals and lawyers and judges and teachers and nurses and doctors and moms and women that go to church that are doing this to give their husband. And it's every woman from every walk of life that's coming in to have this experience, because there's nothing wrong with looking at your body and saying, wow, I'm a piece of art, as opposed to, wow, this is just for the consumption of a man.
Did you always have self-love? I feel like that's something a lot of women, it takes them a while to find. When did you come about all of this?
I mean, anyone that tells you they fully love themselves, in my opinion, is lying, because self-love is about the effort that you put into connecting with yourself and the effort that you put into liking yourself. It's not an end result. It's kind of like the journey to get there. And that's what a lot of people miss, is they expect to just wake up one day and be like, oh, okay, look, I'm good with myself now. Like, I'm good. I look great in the mirror. I'm happy. But that's not the truth. That's not how it works. Self-love is taking the decision to wake up every day and say, I'm going to treat myself with kindness. And one day I just woke up and I said, today you will be nice to yourself.
People must want to be like your best friend after this. Like, do they just bow down to you after? I feel like, how could you not?
They're really nice.
You're like, maybe.
People are real. Like, my clients are awesome. They're really, really nice. They're supportive. They're like it's just a good community of women. People know who I am, and I think it's cool when they come up and say hi, even though sometimes it makes me like a little bit like, I'm just like this girl from Florida.
I know, and that's another thing. I just assumed that you were from Troy. You obviously fit the vibe. This whole studio space couldn't speak more for what we have going on in this community already. What are some of your favorite parts about living in Troy, having not be from here?
I think Troy is undergoing like a renaissance right now. I really think that if you were to take the history of Boston and kind of the hipster vibe of Williamsburg and mix them into one city and like shrink it down, you would have Troy. It's filled just with entrepreneurs who are trying to start their own businesses, with people who have ideas but don't just have them act on them. And I think that's what makes this town really cool. You have everyone from Vic Christopher to Corey Nelson to Heidi to the other Heidi who owns Plum Oyster Bar, Clark Walker down the street. I mean, there's so many great businesses here that are working and just like saying like, this is my dream, I'm gonna go out and do it. And so it's inspiring to live here.
What is your biggest first world problem?
I'm a shopaholic, like hands down. I have like a serious problem, to the point where like I had to have my associate Randy call a personal organizer to come in and reorganize all of my clothes because they were overflowing in the studio and like spilling out on the furniture. And I have no shame in it. Like, fashion is my form of expression. It's my art. Like, but I have not too many clothes. I have just enough clothes that need to be properly organized.
We're best friends.
I
Jack
think so.
has been on me for months now. I have the exact same problem, no exaggeration. But it's not a problem. It's who we are. Do you have any hidden talents?
I like to think that I can sing. I did musical theater for years. I also took martial arts for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. But yeah, so I guess singing and a little ass kicking on the side is
Wow.
kind of what my special talent would be.
You are a girl boss.
I try to
through
be.
and through. I love it. What is the hardest lesson you've had to learn?
Hands down is that I don't know everything. When I first moved, I'm from Florida, so when I first moved to New York City, I thought I was this like big shot from Orlando moving into the city, and the city just handed me my ass over and over and over again, and I quickly learned, like, you know nothing, like a little Game of Thrones, like, you know nothing, Jon Snow, like, you know nothing, Lindsay Rae, like, check yourself.
If you're having a bad day, what is the Cardi B quote that is going to keep you going?
Well, I could tell you the Cardi B quote. I don't know how well I can quote that on here, but she's got a great line about writing her own names on the check, and then the line after that, you guys can look it up in the song I do. I'm not going to say it publicly.
I write my own name on the checks. He's so good, I said my own name during sex.
Is one of my favorite quotes. But what I want to do is I actually have a tattoo that I want to get, and the sign is up in the window. And it says, "Women hold all the power in the world. They should use it like a whip and not offer it up like a sacrifice."
Rapper, I look fine and my checks define. No wonder why I do whatever I like. I do.